Well, it's January the 15th, 2021, and it's time for another episode of AMA Air. Coming up today, we've got something very special you are not going to want to miss. So be sure to stick around for this very special guest on today's episode of AMA Air. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to AMA Air. My name is Matt Ruddick. I am your host. I'm going solo today. I hope that's all right with you guys. It's a little different today, but there's a reason for that. It's because we've got something really, really cool lined up for you guys today. It's the new year, right? It's 2021. It's time to turn over new leaves and make new resolutions and all those fun things. But I thought we'd start the year off with something a little special. And that's where my guest comes in today. So coming up today, I would like to introduce you guys to our guest. He comes all the way from...
There is nothing wrong with your screen. Do not attempt to stop the playback. We are controlling the transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. For the next several minutes, sit quietly, and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind of...
Welcome to the RC Roundtable podcast, where we discuss the latest RC hobby news, events, model reviews, and a whole lot more. Am I in? Yes. Am I in? I'm in! That's it! I did it! I did it! Oh, this will be epic! Let me double check. Yes. We're going good. Yes. All right, I made it. Red Leader Echo Base. I think I did it. One last check. I think I just adjust the amplitude wave manifolds. There we go. Yes. Lee, Terry, are you there? All right. Hello, everybody. This is Fitz, Lee, and Terry. Here we are from the RC Roundtable podcast, and we've taken temporary control of the AMA Air for the next hour. We'll show them how to do a real AMA Air live podcast. Trust us, we're professionals.
So, Lee, you are our hacker. I trust that you've gained entry to the system.
Yes. It was very easy when the password's iflyama for all the AMA accounts.
So, Lee, were you able to get into the gift shop?
All right, we've done it. Yes, we've taken complete control.
Did you help yourself to the inventory?
I got some bling, man. It was easy. Just told it was a donation to a good cause.
All right, so you have access to the website. What do you say we give away some of the AMA's bling today?
I like it. What do you want to give away?
Everything.
What do you got?
I got hats. I got mugs. I got these cool little masks. I got pins. You want to give away a hat?
Sure, let's give away all those things. Wait, hold on, guys. I can't see a thing in these glasses.
I can't breathe in this thing.
You mind if
look like the Unabomber?
Oh my God. I mean, yes, it's helpful, but blah. My glasses are fogging up.
Okay, so for people who don't know, why don't we tell everybody who we are?
Who are we?
We're rulers of the AMA at the moment.
Who we control?
Right, so
good job, Fitz.
Yeah, right? You're mad scientist. So we are the RC Roundtable podcast, and the AMA has asked us to do a takeover of AMA Air today. So here we are, for better or for worse. We're going to give this thing a shot. And we have the agenda that Matt was going to run on his show today when it was Matt and his special guest. So we are going to take that same agenda and put our little twist on things. So stick around. We hope you enjoy it. We're sure going to try to do that. And we'll see where it goes.
Hey,
Right.
so let me give away a hat. For those people who are here watching right now, not those latecomers, we're talking about the early bird gets the worm. I'm going to give away a hat. So I need someone out there who's watching right now. And of course, there's like a little delay, I'm sure. Fitz, did you get everything sped up so we get the instant? No, you didn't do that, did you?
Oh yeah, I hit the transmorphification device. We're good.
Okay, so here's my first trivia. I want to find out who here, AMA members, what year did the AMA get started? That's the question. If you answer in the comment section, if you can give me the year, I'll pick someone who gives me the right year, and then I'll have give you information on how to reach us.
All right.
I'll keep looking at that. You continue on with whatever you want to talk about, Terry.
Okay, so I'm looking at the agenda here, and one of the things that we're going to talk about is the February 2021 issue of Model Aviation magazine. So, Lee, why don't you get into Jay's account? Jay Smith is the editor of Model Aviation. So I happen to know that Jay is a big fan of Doctor Who. So let's come up with some Doctor Who themes and see if we can figure out his password.
Okay, so all right, Jay Smith at Model Aviation. Okay. All right, so his password, say TARDIS?
Give it a shot.
No TARDIS.
I heart Doctor Who.
I heart Doctor Who. No, didn't work.
I know. I love K9.
K9? Oh, okay. I like that better. K9. Oh, shoot. No, not K9.
No, I know. I know him. I know him very well. Dialect.
Oh, he has
Dalek.
one, doesn't he? Dalek.
Yes, he does.
It's Dalek. All right, we're in. What do you want to know? Oh, got a lot. Shoot, this is a lot of stuff here. Would you want to know about February?
Yep, February 2021. What are we looking at? What's in that issue?
You're going to like this.
Oh, yeah?
You're on the cover.
Me?
You're on the cover.
That's not me.
Oh, look at that.
That
That's
is my
you.
airplane.
Terry's yin yang is on the cover.
You know, and no shtick included here. I found out that this was the cover just before we went live. So this is a surprise to me, a very nice surprise. So yay. So for people who aren't aware, this is the yin yang, which you can see right behind me here. It is a model that I designed actually a few years ago that is a twin motor asymmetric. And I've had a few iterations of this design. And once I decided that I wanted to publish plans for it, I decided to adapt the design for foam board building. And so lots of people who are familiar with flight test will fall right in line with that. So this is an airplane that's built with 2 sheets of foam board from the dollar store. And then it's got some normal off-the-shelf electronics on it. Doesn't require any artificial stabilization. It's just physics, keeps it going.
It's happily bizarre.
Yeah. And an interesting thing here, I've published a few designs in the past, and in those cases, I've drawn up my own plans, but I'm horrible at CAD. Every time I use it, I have to reteach myself from the beginning how to use it. So for the yin yang, I asked our buddy Dan Sponholz, who draws a lot of the designs for flight test, he draws their plans. I asked if he would draw the plans for this, and he said yes. So the plans that you can download from the AMA were drawn by Dan Sponholz. So again, people who are familiar with flight test designs, this is going to be old hat for them.
Can I get the friend discount, Terry, on the plans?
They're already free, I believe. So yes, 50% off.
Can't you make me one and just ship it to me?
Really? So, Terry, you're going to have an accompanying video with your article?
Yes, I did submit a video with this. I don't know if it's posted yet, but I assume it will be soon. I also presume it's embedded with the digital, but I don't know. I'm saying that without really knowing. So a video exists, and I would say if it's not embedded in the digital issue, then keep an eye on Model Aviation's YouTube channel, and that's where it'll show up for sure.
So we had
go ahead.
We had a question in the chat there. Is it difficult to launch?
That's what I was. Damn it! That's we're on the same
I told you I have control.
No, it's actually really easy because you can hold it behind the trailing edge on the left fuselage, and just doing a little underhand comments.
Cross your fingers, throw it away.
And actually talk about that in the video and show an example of it. So yeah, there's nothing to it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So anybody who's interested in that, please look at that article in the magazine and watch the video and download the plans, give it a shot, and let me know how it turns out for you.
All right. Well, Joshua says he's going to make one out of balsa. So yeah.
Perfect. And I talk about that too in my video, not to have too many spoilers, but really the only novel thing about this design is that it's a weird asymmetric layout. Make it out of whatever you want, then it's going to fly fine. So now, Lee, I presume that is not the only article in the February issue.
I'm seeing here that one of our friends has got an article too.
Oh, yeah?
Wherever he is. Fitz, you have an article in this upcoming issue.
Oh yes, it's a double header from the RC Roundtable gang. Both Terry and I have articles in the upcoming issue about aviation, and mine is actually an event report, not exactly on any particular model, but is on the small event, SMAL, the acronym for
small, not small. Or small.
Small. It's small. The Small Modelers Aircraft Lovers League. It's a long-running fly-in, some 30 years now, over 30 years actually, that has been running. And this event is a fantastic, magastic event. I just made that up. And I was there last October, and we had a great time. And so I wrote an article about it. The Model Aviation said, hey, you want to put an article about the small steps? I said, sure, no problem. So despite some of the wonky weather we had, I ended up with some really nice pictures of both the planes and some of the people from the events. And for us, there's a couple of familiar faces that made it into the article. So.
I see that Tony's in there.
Yo,
Our buddy Tony. Tony's in there.
And our buddy Tom has also made it.
I saw Tom. Yeah.
So yeah, there's some great event. If you've never been to this event, at least check out the article. I think I really kind of talked about how it's such a unique event in model aviation.
I've been there.
Yes, and Lee and I went to the surface of the sun in Arkansas a couple of years ago.
Road trip, yes. Tires melted. It was.
Yeah. Terry, the last day we were wearing jackets.
Right. I'm sure.
I mean, Lee. I'm sorry, Lee. Last day we wore jackets.
I know. I can't. It's just totally opposite there.
But I think it's safe to say that if you're one of those people who grew up flying half-A models, whether they control line or RC or whatever, then small is going to be a big dose of bringing back your childhood.
A lot of
lots of feels, as they say. Lots of feels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 12-year-old boys and grown men bodies that out there.
Oh, you know what? we talked about this when we went to the AMA Expo West, but if you are in the older group of pilots, let's say 45 and above, and you haven't done U control in a while, I highly recommend you get a spotter and a takeover. Because we happened to see this gentleman, and I'm not trying to make fun of him, but I felt for them because I know I pointed and said that would be me. But this guy was running a fast little U control, and he was starting to stumble, and he was like waving people out there. And thankfully, someone went out there to take over because, I mean, I don't know how big that tank was, but, I mean, he had to lay down.
Yeah, he crawled back. Right. I did a lot of control line as a kid, 35 size and half-A, and I don't remember ever having a problem. And then in my adult life, somebody brought a half-A control line to the field. And I said, sure, what the heck? I'll try it. Yeah.
Now you got to admit that wasn't a very impressive handoff that we saw.
It was. We should learn. You should write an article on that. The proper way to help the old guys get back and out of U control.
Yeah, I'd never seen that done before. I was like, can they really do that? Wow, they actually did that.
I may have to call upon you, Fitz. I've still got my little U control that I bought out there, and I haven't finished it yet. So you might need to be my handoff guy.
Yeah, in fact, at Small Steps, I bought a U control kit, half-A one. Built up, so we'll need to put that together at some point.
Awesome.
So half-A is alive and well, maybe even resurging.
Yeah, I kind of touch on that. I think in the corners and sort of the backwoods, it's actually quite still very popular. You won't see it a lot at the fields, but you will. People are still seem to be doing it a lot in their free time and out in the fields or wherever in the corners of the world.
Well, I'll jump to the comments. Rusty mentioned he's still flying half-A. But speaking of comments, I did pick a winner of the hat. I'm just gonna tell you now. Hey, Greg Gimlick, you're the one I chose. It was 19.
Greg? Oh boy.
Yeah, it was fixed. We had a lot of answers, though. A lot
He
of answers
just
in the
paid
chat.
more than the others. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 1936 is when the AMA.
Wow.
officially
Oh,
started.
wow.
Thanks for everybody for guessing. The randomizer picked Greg. Great guy. He was he was on another issue of the AMA Live. Remember correctly?
Yeah, he was on our podcast as well.
Yes, he was. So he's been around. So yes, Terry, you've actually taken over from him for the,
Yeah, I wasn't going to
magazine.
mention that, but since you did, Greg used to be the electrics columnist for Model Aviation magazine, and in the February issue was my first electrics column. So Greg let me take the reins of that. So thank you, Greg.
Fantastic.
And what Greg doesn't realize is that all three of us are going to sign it. So
Yeah.
The hat,
it's a special hat. Yes.
we're going to wear it for a day and then sign it.
Or a week.
We were breaking in for him.
It'll get there eventually.
Yeah, right there.
Right. Okay. So I'm sure there's more in that issue. And as a matter of fact, after we do this show, Jay Smith is going to have his own live show where he talks more in depth about the February issue of Model Aviation. And his guest on that show is going to be Dave Scott from the First U.S. RC Flight School.
All right, great, Scott.
So I'm interested to hear what else is in there, because honestly, I don't know. And I'm being sincere when I say I did not know that that article was definitely in there for this month. And I certainly didn't know that it was on the cover. So I'm doing little backflips inside right
Well,
now.
I'm gonna join hopefully some of the people that are watching, but congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It always feels good.
And it's funny because I think the other cover that I remember is the one I photographed of your Parallax. So
Oh, right.
very unique
Oh, yeah.
airplanes on the cover.
Good
That'll
work,
be on my tombstone. All right. So let's move on to something else.
All right.
And speaking of giving things away, I think you've got a topic to cover here, Lee.
Well, the AMA Foundation has recently decided to start up a monthly giving program. It allows AMA members to donate to the AMA Foundation. And I'm a donor. I usually do it annually, but this program they're developing to do it monthly allows you to have exclusive content sent to you. And they're coming up with several ideas, and it's probably going to keep expanding, which is great, and maybe more Lee Ray giveaways. But it's you'll have
They're
earlier.
going to change their password, I think.
That they probably will. But it'll be
1, 2, 3, 4 is not a good password.
they'll do some early release of podcasts, some special interviews, and maybe even one-on-one conversations that you can have. And there's a talk that Balsa USA might join in to provide those who donate within the first month a cool gift. And we're kind of hamming it up, thinking that Joe Vermillion, who's over at Balsa USA, might like hand deliver it. We just going to really,
We need a date with Joe.
date with Joe.
Date with Joe.
You bring the CA, he brings the kit. So Joe, be careful. you might get this long letter of what you're required to do. But thanks, Joe, for Balsa USA donating to this monthly giving program, and you'll become a torchbearer. That's kind of what they're wanting people to call themselves. Step up and look at those
Look
handsome.
at that guy.
He looks familiar. I can't quite place him.
As it says here in the link, the theme is passing the torch. Become a torchbearer.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm not going to be passing the bald torch over to my son there.
Yeah, he's got the torch right on top of his head. Red fire.
I do have a red head, yes. It's a very lovely red head, though. And
Was your hair red when you were a kid?
no, never.
Okay.
Never. Mine was like, it started like light, went dark brown, and now it's gone. My little solar panel there. But I was very honored to partake in this photo because it's very special. Besides that, I love the fact that I get to do this hobby with my son. The plane we're working on is actually a plane that my father built. And I think, yep, I have that photo right here. That is a Midwest Livewire Champ. This is the picture I took of my father building that in our our living room. And I'm sure many people have seen the sawhorses, the table, the glue, the dope. There's dope. It's like,
Well, there's sawhorses in your living room.
oh yeah, that was my dad. I have to build this now. My father built this plane. We flew it together. Unfortunately, it had a demise and broke into pieces, and it sat in a closet. And after he passed, I had left it in pieces. But when Austin was born, probably about a year or two old, I decided to rebuild it. So I have completely rebuilt it. It's now electric, and it has my father's ham call sign on it, and it's just a nice tribute. And again, that photo is really nice because it's something I hope to pass to my son when he gets older.
Right. And I know that airplane is special. And the reason I know is because when the three of us get together at an event, which happens every now and then, even though we live in opposite corners of the country, there's really no such thing as plane ownership, right? Anything I brought, you guys are welcome to fly. I'm not surprised if I look over and see one of my airplanes in the air, because I'm sure one of you guys are flying it, and that's fine. But as much as I've flown so many of your airplanes, you've never offered me the sticks on that one. So I know it has a special place.
Maybe it is. No, it is. It's my dad's. And, in a podcast we aired early on our show, I unfortunately experienced a flood here in Texas. I mean, well, Fitz did too. But when the water was coming up to our front door, I had to decide what I was going to save in the workshop. So I was putting stuff on tables and so forth. And, I told my boys, I said, that's the plane, Peepaw plane is the one you just got to save. It's very special to our family.
That's nice to have that.
It is. So again, passing the torch, be a torch bearer, and consider donating to the AMA Foundation on a monthly basis.
Well, sounds like a good cause.
Right. All right. Speaking of kids and kid type things,
hey,
you just hold on to the microphone, man. Carry it.
Hello, everyone. I am going to admit something now. I visited the AMA website and I just got lost in all the links, and I realized I have not studied them enough. And the camp thing kind of, I guess because I teach my kids and, I've been invited to teach other kids locally, I never looked at what the camps were about. And boy, my heart has filled with joy. And there are 2 camps coming up that ring a lot to me, but junior camp. I didn't realize that last year the AMA did a virtual junior camp online and made all these videos that are currently available on the website. You can go there right now for the flight school. And they have this class for, I think it's 5 to 13-year-olds, pre-K to 8, just 13. And they will do an enrollment. It'll be online soon, where you can sign up to have your kids log on virtually and participate in these classes. And I think it's a wonderful way to keep kids in this hobby. We talk about that all the time. Try to keep those kids entertained, push the STEM research. So this will be coming up soon. So if you have or know kids that are in the junior age range, please keep checking the website so you can register. Now, the older kids, the just called Camp AMA, those are for 13 to 19. And I think what's awesome about that, 13 to, is it 19? I'm sorry. Did I get the age wrong on the adult one? On the other one, both of my kids are available to go to that camp. And so we're actually talking about taking a trip to Muncie, Indiana, the headquarters, and participate in the AMA. I think my kids would love it. Austin was already, I'm in. Let's go. I want to go to that. And so again,
I don't care what it costs, Dad.
Well, I didn't tell him he was going to have to earn it. I was going to pay for it. That's so much fun. But again, I think this is great. And I know I like going to the field with my kids, but to take them to the AMA headquarters to go participate in those fields and listen to what the other, those that are like the advanced, the experts in flying. I mean, I'm probably going to, just listen in and get some advice myself. I think it's great. So if you guys have those kids and those age ranges, please go to the AMA website and look at those classes. Participate.
It's funny you bring that up, because I tend to go to the AMA website when I need something, whether I'm renewing my membership or I need to look up an event or something like that. And I forget that they have these sorts of resources there too. So it's a good reminder just to go check it out every now and then and see what's happening.
And it's always changing, So if you've been, last year, you need to go now. And again, and because we're at the new year, you should be renewing your membership. So all the renewing information is right there, and they have member services there. So I mean, I can go on and on. We could have a 3-hour episode about all the items that are available on the AMA website. So I encourage.
Yeah, George Wilson in the chat says you can get a complete supply package for junior camp as well for one fee.
Awesome.
There you go.
And even I'm still learning about all the features. So yeah, and those videos, like I said, are available now. So if you want to pass it on, in fact, I will tell you, I came across a Facebook post. Someone had asked, how do I, get some younger kids into this hobby? I sent them a link to the flight school.
All right, cool.
Pass it on.
All right, so that is coming up a little bit later this year, right? What were the dates again?
March. The event for the virtual is in March, so I got to pull up that date real quick.
Okay.
My tab's closed.
Sorry.
March 22nd through 26th. That's for 5 through 13.
That's the junior camp. And when is the other camp?
The Camp AMA, that's in July, and that's July 12th through the 16th. 13 to 17, folks.
Okay.
13, 17. Nice.
All right. Well, speaking of events, 2020 was kind of a wash for a lot of us.
Oh, wait.
Three of us especially. What?
Nope. I have this feeling of giving away something.
Oh, another thing. Huh?
Like
that itch?
Like a shirt. I feel like giving away a shirt. Who's with me? I feel like
not the one you're wearing, I hope.
No.
We have an addendum for your giveaway before you go on. Greg Imlich says that he's willing to forfeit his gift for another person since he already has a lot of AMA material.
Ooh, okay.
We're gonna sign it. I mean, he's gonna get it signed. My God, Greg.
He's being magnanimous, so I'd say if he wants to give it a.
Thank you, Greg.
Then I will go back, Greg, because of your wonderful gesture. I will go back and find another person who had the correct date. But I am going to give away a shirt right now. So again, we were talking about the website. This is a great opportunity for you guys to, do some research. But here's a great question: how many AMA districts are there?
Many districts?
How many AMA districts are there? Do you know? I didn't know until I had to go look. But so start giving me your answers, and I'll grab another random person, not Greg.
All right.
Greg, don't answer.
But do you want to redo the one for the hat?
I'll go back and find the correct answers for the hat. So
okay.
But yes, so tell me how many districts there are. Okay. And if you don't know the answer on the top of your head, guess where you can go to the website and find it online. Modelaircraft.org. Go.
It's all the districts.
All the districts. Someone's just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just the ones on Earth?
Yes.
Oh,
and maybe you should also know which district you're in too. Which one are you in, Fitz? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm in District 8.
Very good. Good job. You've done your homework. Okay, so Terry, you were talking about events.
Well, I was talking about non-events in terms of 2020, all the things that didn't happen and the events we didn't go to because of COVID. Yeah. So I think we're all here with fingers crossed that 2021 works out better event-wise. So what are you able to see from the AMA's events link on the website?
The good news is there are just so many events. I don't even have time to go through them all. There's a great events page on the AMA. And in fact, there's a fun one I'm going to talk about right now. I just happened to glance at the events earlier, and this one is awesome. I think every AMA club has to come up with a fun event, like Fitz's fantastic flotilla of fun for his boating event. This one is great. This one's called the Frozen Fingers Fun Fly. Frozen Fingers Fun Fly. So if anybody who's watching right now has attended the Frozen Fingers Fun Fly in the past,
F cubed.
It's awesome. I love that.
I've been to the before.
The event. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Oh, that's great. So I'd like to, I'm just curious, but yes, go to the events page there. But we got events coming up, like the big ones, like joe-nall.
Right. So that was one a lot of people were disappointed in last year. And from what I understand, it's back on for now.
Yeah.
Is that the data you're seeing?
May 7th through the 15th.
Okay. So it's in the books and hopefully it stays that way. So start making your plans. Oh, another event that we had talked about a little bit is Florida Jets, which is a big, I think it's EDFs and turbines and anything with a pointy nose, I think is eligible there. And that is a March event, but from what I understand, it's still in the books, but it might go one way or the other, and not because of COVID, but because the organizer of that, Frank Ciano, recently passed away. And I think a lot of people that are members of the AMA are familiar with Frank Ciano and the contributions he had to the RC world.
Jetman.
Yeah. So, that's a sad situation. Hopefully Florida Jets and Top Gun, the other events that he brought to life are able to stick around in his honor. So keep an eye on that for Florida Jets and the other events, and we'll see how it pans out.
I hope they continue on a tradition. Did
one of you meet Frank before? Have y'all met Frank?
No, I've never met him in person. I know him, like the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. I know a lot of people 1 degree away from Frank.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of people he was friends with. And I've heard lots of interesting stories about him. He was apparently quite a character.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen him at some of the jet events I've been to in Florida some years ago, but I don't recall ever personally meeting him.
Yeah. So a story that I heard secondhand, and I'll try to get it right. It's been several years since I've heard the story, But I used to write a column for RC Report magazine, which was a much beloved magazine put out by Gordon Banks. And at one time, Frank was a writer for Gordon. And in the early days, apparently it was a newspaper print quality of article, like the rough paper, and it was all black and white, it would smudge, things like that. Even the cover was like that.
Smelled like glow fuel.
Probably.
Parchment paper.
Right. But, they were just kind of limping along and doing okay. And then Frank went to Gordon and said, really, you're going to do so much better with hobby shop sales and all of this if you get a color, shiny, glossy, colored cover on your magazines. And Gordon's like, nah, I can't afford it. It's too much money. And as I understand the story, Frank talked Gordon into doing it and actually fronted some or all of the money to make it happen.
Wow.
And after that, the magazine just took off and did
Interesting.
great. So
appearances, everything, or is a lot at least.
So yeah, that's the kind of insight he had into modelers and the business. So
took Frank's advice and ran with it.
Make it look like quality. Interesting.
Well, we missed you, Frank, and we're sorry to hear about the news.
Well, at least he left the legacy, so that's
for sure. All right, so let's talk about another event, and this is an event that I actually signed up for last year, but as luck would have it, I wasn't able to go. It's about an 8-hour drive for me, and I was all gung-ho about going, and then life got in the way. But that's the National Fun Fly, and it is at the AMA facility in Muncie.
And what's it called?
The National Fun Fly. Oh, you mean what is the facility called?
Yes.
The IAC.
Which is the
International Aero Modeling Center.
Good job. That's Terry's job on our show.
Send me a mug.
Remember all the acronyms.
I'm going to send Terry down a mug. That's the correct answer. I'll take abbreviations for 500.
Yeah, so it looks like a fun event. And again, I was planning to go, but just a wide variety of stuff. I think run what you brung, and you get to fly at the AMA field, which to me, that was the big draw.
Awesome.
Yeah, the facility there looks top notch.
Am I the only one thinking those two guys on the right should duck?
It's just a little parallax.
Pretty sure it's farther away. Although Fitz and I have been in a situation where we had to duck.
Yes.
We've been to one of those events. In fact, I didn't tell you guys this, but we were flying last weekend, Austin and I actually had to literally cover him for an airplane that had just lost control. And Austin bent down. I was covering him up because this plane came right over the pits, and he was still flying. He's like, "That's got me blocked. I could keep flying." Yeah, keep your eyes open, folks. Is that guy on the phone? He's gonna get off your phone.
So the National Fun Fly is still on, right? Is that?
It is still on, yeah. And again, it even happened last year, so I'm pretty confident it'll happen again this year. And I'm going to have the same effort to try to get there, and I'll redouble my efforts to get there this time.
Yeah, July 30th and August 1st through August 1st.
Now, I have been to the AMA headquarters in Muncie before. I have not flown at the facilities there. So, and I've been to the museum. The museum was awesome. So you guys, if you do nothing but go to the museum, get up to Muncie and go in there and plan to spend some time in there. But have you guys ever been to Muncie?
Yes, I have.
You've been to Mecca?
I've been to Mecca. It was the IRCHA event, the helicopter event.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very nice. Although I made a major, I don't know why I was thinking or what happened, but I did something really stupid.
Did you replace your divots?
No, I didn't go to the museum. When I was there. Yeah. I was too busy out in the field and hanging around with all the other people and flying and the vendors. I completely slipped my mind to go to the museum, and I'm still kicking myself.
Well, see, that's kind of like Oshkosh. Even though I spent a week at Oshkosh, I still didn't get to see everything. So I have to go back. That's all.
Right. Yeah.
But I did have a good time there. There's a huge location. Lots of stuff nestled in the cornfields there.
Well, and speaking of that, there's a nice little video on the AMA website about the AIC where they basically take a little drone and fly it all around the fields, and it's a long video. I mean, it's a huge area.
All right.
So cool.
How many flying sites are there? Do you know?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if I should make that trivia because I don't know the answer. I was going to say 5,
all right,
but it could be more. Someone's going to correct me on the comment section. I'm perfectly cool with that. We're not always right. So yeah, that'd be good. I mean, do you think that's going to be on your list?
Well, it's on my list. I mean, there's lots of things on my list. So
Maybe-
that's the easy part.
Bucket
Maybe you
list.
go to Camp AMA with me.
Hey, there you go.
Let's
That's
go
right
be-
about the same
Maybe
time.
we all just need to rent an RV for several months or a year and just take a sabbatical.
Let's just go on the road.
Just go on a road at RC model sabbatical.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow. Ted, there's a gentleman here, Ted Brindle, said he lives an hour from the IAC. That's awesome.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I'd
Lucky.
like that.
yeah.
You lucky guy.
And while I'm looking at the comments, I'm going to announce the replacement winner and the other new winner. So
All right.
I'm giving away the hat to John Zoldak. He had the right answer with 1936.
I like
when
that
AMA
name.
started. And again, Feltzer or Fetzer, Phezer. You were right with there are 11 districts, 11 AMA districts. So this is how you win. I didn't really announce it, so now that I have the winners. But to send it, well, I think I did the hat one, but send an email to contact@rcroundtable.com. And so, John, you're Lee the Hat Man. That's your subject line. And Fitzer, it's Lee the Shirt Guy. Put that in your subject line. And then we'll correspond, and I'll have that stuff mailed out to you.
All right. So as we're kind of ticking our way through some of the different links on the website, one of them is government relations. Do we tiptoe around this?
Man, talk about a hot potato.
You know, as long as you set a timer and you can't let me speak for more than 5 minutes, then
Do you have an actual soapbox in your workshop now?
He does.
I should. Well, stuff is coming, and today it was announced that they added the new final rule to the registration.
Remote ID.
Registrar. So it was submitted today.
So for remote ID and flight server people, I believe.
Yeah. So and I briefly watched a video from the Pilot Institute on YouTube that they're starting to work on training, night flying training classes, so that you can submit for a new license that gives you night flying privileges. So you have to basically retake the course. You could just do it online if you've already have your Part 107. Otherwise, they're going to change the initial test to have the night flying included. So if that's something you need or want, that'll be coming soon. As far as the other rules, as we've mentioned on our podcast, and the AMA has announced it too, there's nothing you have to do right now for the next 2 years. If you fly at a field that you like, keep flying. Okay. If you fly a little park that's not an AMA field and you have no issues with the neighbors and the people jogging or walking, keep flying. The broadcast module and the standard remote ID is not happening for another year or two.
So right now, I think that's the takeaway. It's not great, but it could have been a heck of a lot worse.
It could have. And so we should count our blessings. Another thing that is coming out, and it didn't come out last year just because of the mayhem and 2020 and COVID, was the actual flight test. This will be a test you will have to take. You have to register with the FAA, and then you have to take an online test. As far as we know, and I mean, I'm not saying as far as we know that it is a no-fail test. The only way you can fail it is if you start taking it and you walk away. So you go online, you take it. It says, "I don't think you meant to say that you can fly your plane at 500 miles an hour at 10 feet, in the parking." Maybe
Completely safe.
I would love those. I'd like to see those questions like that. Can you do this? So you take it. It's a PSA, really. It's just an informal. Let's just make sure you know what you should be doing. I have not seen the questions. There's only a select handful of people that do, but from what we've heard, it should be a very simple test. And so you drink your coffee, tuck your keys, A, C, D, A, done.
Right.
Go back to flying. Go back to having fun. Enjoy the hobby.
All right. Well, I think opinions for all of this stuff are all over the map, as they should be. But the bottom line here is you can go to that government relations link, find out what you need to know on the latest and greatest. And
yeah, the government blog is great. And they also announced the educational portion of the bill that was signed last year.
Oh, right.
That was approved by Congress to make sure that they will continue like junior ROTC fills and pushes to STEM. And I don't have all the details. Again, if you want the exact wording, go to the government page, but it'll, and in the blog section, they'll tell you what was passed. And it's good. It's a positive thing for especially like colleges and so forth to have their flying fields and their flying programs continue.
Okay, good. Now, not just the AMA website, but the AMA's Facebook page, we went out there and we picked our favorite stories from the iFly AMA site. So I'm interested to hear what Fitz picked.
You know, I was torn between two things, so I'm going to cheat and do two things. But the first one's really, really quick.
No fair.
You're in charge.
Hey, I'm in charge. I told you we're taking over. It's our rules now.
He can take you out, Terry.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So the first one is let me see if I get the right one. You can see that. A 3D printable boat. This is a full-size boat that's 25 feet long.
Can your Bruce print that?
In about 100 years. So I don't know if you can see the video, but yeah, this is they show him actually sitting in it at one point, right there. So yeah, this is a full 3D printable boat that actually floats. So I thought that was really neat. I know it doesn't fly, so what I really liked was this was here we go. Sorry. There was one thread that was just talking about flying fields. They had aerial shots from flying fields, and here's one in the Palm Beach, Florida. The Western Belt. Let me look at that. Nice. I saw that. I just melted.
That's nice.
Send that to your club president. Say, can we do this, please? Pretty please.
And there was another one also in Florida, in Venice Beach. This is also equally nice with a control line on the bottom left there.
Oh, is that what that is?
Like, yeah, it looks like a control line ring.
Now, what they need to do is put a lazy boy in the center so you can just sit down and do your control for those old guys.
On a swivel chair?
Yeah, a little swivel chair.
So it was probably more pictures.
I joined.
So I saw that. Yeah, let me blow this one up a little bit. So I saw that. It's like, man, if you want to fly RC, retire to Florida, because look at they got little ponds, a couple at both ends. You can float fly. Great field, great approaches. I just saw that. I mean, we have some nice fields here in Texas, but this is also just outstanding. It's really beautiful.
I wonder how many model airplanes are at the bottom of that pond.
We don't talk about that.
Probably have a diver on staff. He goes out there. Little submarine. Oh, that was neat. That's neat. All right, Terry, what you got?
Oh, me next?
Yeah, you next.
The one that I picked was just kind of a how-to that was posted by Stan Alexander. And I don't know why I've never thought of this before, but it's a genius idea. Basically, for tail wheels, rather than put a wheel collar on there to hold it on, and because tail weight's often an issue with our models, you want to reduce as much as possible, he flattens the wire by either putting it in a vise or hammering it. And the flat part where it splays out, that acts as a wheel collar to keep the tail wheel on. So it's no weight cost for that.
So a helpful tip is your iFly AMA.
Yeah, and I love the simple ones like that. That I'm like, gosh, why didn't I think of that? And I can't tell you how many times I've struggled either finding a wheel collar that fits or finding some plastic tubing or something to hold the tail wheel on. And the answer was just a hammer swing away.
Yeah, usually the wheel collars are kind of big, so they're hard to put on sometimes a tail wheel because they're just really wide. But I've seen that done on an OEM plane years ago, maybe one of the Kyosho planes or something years ago, but I never thought to do it on a tail wheel. I just saw it, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Stan.
Yeah.
All right. So that leaves
Mr. Neo.
I'll tell you, I agree with you guys. There's always lots of great stuff on the iFly AMA Facebook page, but for me, it's the photos. That's kind of my background.
Yeah, you are a photographer.
I am a photographer, and I've had one of my photos appear on the background cover photo, but so has Joe Vermillion, and so has David Hart. So I feel like I'm in a good group there. But that's always great. So those of you who are do photography or even candid photography, and you have a really cool photo of an aircraft, whether it's in flight or on the ground or a different setup, submit it. They have these monthly drawings, I guess, and you just submit it. It's a contest, but I mean, it's like you have to put your photos in the comment section, and you kind of win based on how many photos likes you get.
Likes. All right, so it's not a secret committee that judges this; it's the number of public likes.
Yeah. Now this is funny. I can't believe I'm saying. So my friend Tim Ott, this is his Bearcat. Okay. And the funny thing was, I looked at this photo. I was like, I emailed him. I said, Tim, did I take this photo? And he's like, no, Lee, you didn't take this photo. I was like, I was really fine, because a friend of his, submitted it, and
denied.
he was laughing though because I was like, I thought it was me, but it was another gentleman, and for the life of me, I forgot the gentleman's name, so I apologize. But he's from Austin. He's from the Austin group, but it is a great photo. So I'm really happy to see that. It is a nice picture. So again, just look for the entry, the contest, and submit those photos. You don't have to just pick one. You can put 3 or 4. Michael Rosnick, he's had a win with his helicopters.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to Michael. He's got some great scale model helicopters.
Small world. How we notice these people that make the cover shots.
Yeah. So if you haven't been there, please go to the Facebook page and just scroll through. You'll find the stuff that they were talking about, and more so. In fact, there's a new picture that was posted today.
Oh, was there?
Is it embarrassing?
You guys will have to go look for it.
Oh, I think I saw it.
I didn't. I don't have it up on my screen here, but it fits if you have it. But anyway, there's a little tribute to my buddies on the iflyama page. So
Yeah. I haven't been there yet today. I can't wait to see what you posted.
I think I see if I can find it again real quick.
Oh, well, Fitz is going to look for it.
Yeah,
But, you know, while Fitz is looking, I will just say I got another fun. Is it in there?
Oh boy,
Well, can you read it, Terry?
flying is much more fun when you have buddies just as crazy as you enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yes, amen, brother.
My 2 buddies. These are my 2 buddies. And yes, we had a blast that day. And Terry, that's Terry. Yeah. And that's Fitz, unfortunately. Was that the pop fly?
Yes, that was. Well, I think it was, but I think it was Sparky's pop fly that met his demise, and I was
Butterfingers.
averaging some parts from it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's part of the hobby. So, hey, but I want to do another giveaway.
All right,
Is that okay with you guys?
please. It's not my stuff.
I'm going to give away a mug. I'm going to give away a mug.
Ooh, all right.
All right.
We're getting into the
This is
high
where
dollar
people,
stuff.
this is where people have to go to the website and learn the answers. But getting people into the hobby, getting the young kids in, what a great idea is to offer them an AMA membership. So your question is, at how much does it cost to purchase a youth membership for a year, and up to what age? So give me the 2 answers. Go now. Go to the Facebook page. I mean, the website.
This
And
is a
again, I'm
two-parter.
really eager. It's not hard. You just got to follow the links. But this
It's
is
a 2-parter.
I hope 2-parter. I hope that some of you who are looking up that answer will say, you know what? There's someone I know in my neighborhood. There's someone who comes to the field who just likes to watch. This is a great opportunity for you to help inspire them, because guess what they get? They get a copy of Model Aviation. And maybe they can get a copy of some crazy yin yang playing on the cover and say, I'd like to build that.
Well, there you go. What more incentive could you need?
And I'll tell you, George, I'm going to go ahead and pick George because he was the first person. Actually, I take it back. George, you were second. My comments, but they just jumped. Douglas Allen, you were the first person, but that was fast. So Douglas Allen, I'm sending you a mug. So Douglas, send me an email at contact@rcroundtable.com and say Lee the Mug Man. And then we'll chat. I'm going to send you a nice AMA mug just like that.
Okay, Lee, do you have more things to give away? Because we are running short on time. We need to start putting a bow on this thing. RC Roundtable stickers. Nice. Okay.
Okay, this should be easy.
So Greg was asking for some bling from RC Roundtable.
All right.
Well, there you go.
Okay, Greg.
Is that one for him? There we go.
This
Yeah.
one over here. That's
We got a special one for Greg because he asked nicely.
These 3, real simple.
And he gave up his gift.
So if you would like an RC Roundtable sticker, send an email to rcroundtable.com, say sticker giveaway. I'm going to give out 3 stickers to a random group from all the entries I receive. So,
Contact at RC Roundtable.
what did I say?
You just said rcroundtable.com.
Contact at rcroundtable.com.
Yeah, there you go.
Roundtable sticker giveaway. I will send these out to you guys. And it was so cool. The other day I was at an event and I saw a vehicle with one of our stickers on it.
Nice.
All
Sent a
right.
photo to Fitz and Terry. It's like, that's a good feeling.
They like us. They really like us.
And all this time, we haven't talked much about us or what we do, but to put it in a small little nutshell, we do a podcast that is audio, but sometimes video, live video, about every other week. And we talk about airplanes and airplane accessories, but also we boats, cars, kind of whatever strikes our interest at that moment. We just
What are you laughing at, Fitz?
Stuff and things. No, his King of the Hill joke here.
Okay.
Airplane accessories.
Yeah.
Along with propane.
Right. Our I guess our motto is we do it just for us, just to have fun, but we hope you have fun listening to us too.
Yeah.
So I can't think of anything that we haven't covered. Free flight, control line, RC, and mostly electric, but also Hefe, nitro, gas, whatever.
If it flies, drives, floats, whatever,
Yeah.
and is remotely piloted.
Pod shrimp.
Yep. What?
Electric motors, gas engines, glow engines,
Sailboats. So
a lot of rocket.
we are getting desperately low on time, so I think we probably ought to start saying our goodbyes. And more importantly, we need to hand this feed back over to Matt and his special guest. I wanted to see that actually. Do you know who the special guest was supposed to be on the actual show?
I will tap into this account. This is the aviation account. Matt. Okay, what's today? 15th?
Yep.
You want to know? I can tell you.
Sure. Yeah. Who are we missing? Who are we making everybody else miss?
That's cool. It's our friend Mason Hutchison.
Oh, he was going to be on the show.
Mason's a man.
Well, we ran out of time.
Good show,
Like
too.
next time.
Oh man,
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that was great. Too bad.
I bet he was going to talk about the Greta launch.
Right. So everybody, let's get back into character. Fitz, get your device ready.
All right, guys, it's been fun.
Ah,
Fortunately, we've got to relieve control back over to the AMA.
Yeah. So thanks for tolerating us, and check us out at rcroundtable.com. And also make sure you watch Matt in the next episode that he hosts here of AMA Air. All right, Fitz, take us back.
All right, give me a moment to reinitialize contact with the transducers, and here we go.
Well, I can't thank you enough for being on the show, and I want to thank you guys for watching as well. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Maybe even hit that little notification bell to know when we go live. And, of course, if you're not already a member of the AMA, we hope you go check out modelaircraft.org and possibly join today. So with all that said, we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you next time on another episode of AMA Air. Bye, everybody.
I am the AMA king.